Hello, I'm Alan, and welcome to today's edition of Alan's Biking Adventures. September 17th is starting to approach, and that's the day of the Twin Lights ride, in which I will be doing the Century ride. That's 100 miles, for those of you who don't know what a century is. So today I start extending the distance of my long ride. As you may know, my regular long ride is 40 miles. Today my training plan calls for 44 miles at the pace that I want to ride the event at, which is anywhere from about 16 to 18 miles per hour, probably closer to 16, but we'll see how it turns out. It's kind of a warm day today. I didn't get as early of a start as I would have liked. I did sleep in a bit, but I guess I'll pay for it out on the road. The important part is to stay hydrated, and I've got plenty of water, plenty of electrolytes, so I should be good to go. If you have any questions, comments, suggestions, or ideas for future editions of Alan's Biking Adventures, be sure to leave them in the comments below. And of course, if you enjoy my video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and go ahead and click the subscribe button to subscribe to my channel. Well, without further ado, let's ride. I have about 8 weeks to prepare for this upcoming century, and not only am I extending the distance of my long rides, I'm also extending the distance of my short rides. So regular weekdays eventually are going to get up to about 30 miles. And my long rides, I'm going to slowly build over the upcoming weeks to a couple of weeks of 75 miles for my long ride, followed by tapering down for a few days or for a little under a week until the century itself on September 17th. I've done a few centuries before, so I should be in good shape. The Twin Lights ride is a fairly flat century, so the irony is my training rides are much hillier than the Twin Lights ride itself is going to be. For example, today I did about 2,200 feet of climbing over 44 miles. The Twin Lights ride is about 3,000 feet of climbing over 100 miles. So, like I said, I should be in good shape for it. I didn't get up as early this morning as I would have liked. The weather today, it's supposed to get up to 100 degrees, so I wanted to get a nice early start. As it stands, by the time I started, it was already 82 degrees Fahrenheit. The wind was out of the west-southwest at 9 miles per hour, so heading out, I was going into a headwind, and coming home, I had a nice little tailwind, and it was still about 9 miles an hour by the time I got home. Today's ride was 44.22 miles with a total elevation gain of 2,264 feet. I really don't know how Garmin determines what a major climb is, because some of the climbs that didn't come up on my cycle computer as a climb were more challenging than some of the climbs that did come up as a climb. But according to Garmin, there were 3 major climbs on today's ride. The first one was 0.55 miles in length with an elevation gain of 190 feet and an average gradient of 6%. The second one was 0.67 miles in length with an elevation gain of only 128 feet and an average gradient of 3%. And the third and final climb was 0.71 miles in length with an elevation gain of 213 feet and an average gradient of 5%. My average speed today, the average moving speed, was 16.0 miles per hour. with a maximum speed of 38.2 miles per hour. My average heart rate was 142 with a maximum heart rate of 163. I burned 1,319 calories according to Strava and had an average power output of 128 watts. For those of you who like to know where I rode today, of course I live in Garwood, New Jersey, so my rides start in Garwood. Today's ride went through Westfield, Scotch Plains, Fanwood, Berkeley Heights, Watchung, Warren, Greenbrook, Bridgewater, Martinsville, Liberty Corner, Pluckerman, Bernards, Sterling, Long Hill, Gillette, Berkeley Heights, then cutting through the Watchung Reservation, back to Westfield, and finally Garwood, New Jersey. Today's route was a new route for me. It was interesting. Of course, the start and finish of my rides generally are about the same, but it took me through a residential area that I had not seen before and up and over some interesting hills. Anyway, I would say today's ride was a fun ride. I look forward to next week's ride, which is going to be 48 miles. I think that may also be a route that I have not ridden before. I do like exploring new routes. That's always fun. Anyway, that's all for now. So I'm going to turn you back over to the rest of the video. That was fun. Nice little 44-mile ride. In case you were wondering, I didn't forget to turn into my driveway. When I got to my driveway, it was only 43.6 miles. And so I needed to go a little bit further to make sure I hit 44. But we did it. Well, until next time, stay safe out there.